you're watching this, you already know it's a Friday. Welcome to Good Night Friday podcast brought to you by the VNA. Igama lami nguSiphiwe Kuhle Adams xa liphelele. Kodwa baninzi bandazi as Kuhle Adams. There are so many reasons for this big smile on my face, okay? Banzoqala with my co-host, my ride or die. Matthew, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all good, man.
Looking forward to the weekend.
Are you looking forward?
forward
How's the
to
week?
today.
How's the week?
Same as every other week. Cold.
Do you share the same sentiments?
Yeah.
Just a chilled week, very relaxed.
No.
Not really.
No, I'm studying, so it's a lot of work.
Yo, you're studying.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, okay, I'm really excited about our guest today. Mandisi, he is a diverse musician. He's an instrumentalist. He's a music director and international award nominated music director at that. And Kamkwai can go Pitso for Pitso's Kitchen. Hey man, it's such a pleasure to have you guys here. Are you familiar with Good Night Fridays?
Yes, very much so now.
Mm-mm. What do you know about Good Night Fridays?
On the spot.
I mean, it's bringing, subcultures and cultures in Cape Town and people who are playing a role in contributing to the city, together and to speak about their experiences and stuff like that, I think. It's a day.
Pizza.
I don't want to lie. I don't know much about it, but I've heard about it, so I'm glad to be part of it today. Yeah, it's something that I've had last year. On lockdown, but I never took time to really study what it's about because lockdown is very, very.
Yeah, it's been so hectic,
It's been a year, man,
Yeah, a full year of lockdown, a year and something. So basically what Good Night Fridays podcast is, Matthew knows, the VNA puts this event together to celebrate different cultures through music, through art, through, food as well, kind of bringing all of those vibes together for people to enjoy and to help find their tribe within these spaces. But because of lockdown and everything that it has brought, we've moved it digitally, but it doesn't change anything because we still have the pleasure of having the guests, and bringing the entertainment to the comfort of people's homes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's like basically what the last year has been about. Hopefully things are opening up a bit now, but like definitely what happened in real life, we're now bringing to kind of screens and stuff. So your music, your food. But yeah, we got music and food in the house. I think to everyone I think a lot of people know your guys' stories. But I think it'd be cool to maybe chat about like music and food. I think like most things guys can tell us more about it. I'm sure intertwined like in a lot of ways. When you're cooking, what are you listening to? What's happening?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And does it inspire you? Like what music inspires you?
I listen to a lot of music, man. I listen to Kwaito. I grew up in the era of Kwaito.
Yeah.
But lately there's my piano, and not to take something away from you. I listen to your music too.
Don't lie.
I do.
Don't lie live with the vibes.
I do.
Just speak. It's fine.
Yeah. So,
it's fine.
Look, I'm listening to a lot of my piano, but most of the music that I listen to right now, it's my piano. But before, I used to listen to like old rock music,
rock music.
Yeah, the UB40, which is like
Damn, dude. Okay.
That's funny.
Way back.
Blink-182.
Why are you laughing? Wait, why are you laughing, Mandisi?
Savage Garden. I used to listen to
Because
those.
this taste is just like there. This taste it's like there.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. That's why I said I listen to all the music. But I'm so much relaxed when I'm listening to the Savage Gardens.
Okay, sure.
But I listen to my piano right now.
No.
And before I used to listen to Kwaito.
Who's your guy in my piano?
I don't know the names, but
Just the tracks.
I don't know their names, but I know there's a guy called Riz Madlis or something.
Okay,
I like their music. Yes.
Or DJ Maporisa have shaken things up, and also the youngsters within the Mapiano field as well, especially with the lockdown. Shame, they've come through with these bangers. So I understand when you say my piano.
Yeah, that's the music right now.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like my piano, you be 40.
Yeah. And a bit of Blink 182. Yeah.
But I listen to your music.
But Mandisi, do you listen to my piano?
I listen to everything.
Can you
I listen to every single thing. Ask me about any type of music I listen to.
What do you enjoy listening to? Like enjoy, sit back.
Man, I don't. That's the hard question for me because I don't think I. So in the morning when I'm driving to where I work, I listen to gospel music. You know, strictly. I don't know why. I just listen to gospel music. And then after that, it'll be whatever is in my head because sort of my head kind of calls for the music it wants to listen to. It might sound weird, but I don't listen for it. It's like I'll know what I need to listen to.
As soon as you wake up, there's something.
No, yeah, somehow like that, you know. I'll know what I want to listen to. So today I listened to a bit of gospel, and then it was like I miss Kurt Elling, you know. It's like I miss that voice, and then I went straight and listened to Kurt Elling. So it's like that with me. It's like when I'm listening to Kabza, you know, or you know, my music, I feel like I need it. Or when I'm listening to old school house, old school quiet, or I'm listening. Yeah, now I stay away from anything English.
Aibo, why?
English and boy.
To differ.
No, Matt, I stay away from English. I listen to African music. I'm very deliberate nowadays with the music I consume.
But I think you have to be because there's just so much, right?
Yeah,
like, and that's your field. Like,
yeah, I'm very deliberate with the music I consume.
Because surely you'll take little bits from everything you listen to that will kind of influence you either subconsciously. So like you need to be deliberate because there's just so much, man.
The only English music I used to listen to was at the gym. You know, when I would go to the gym, you know, whatever they were playing at the gym, and then because my head works like that, I'd start humming these songs, and then I'd hate myself. I'm like, why are you humming this song?
Don't hate yourself.
English.
Is it the lyrics or the beat or the melody? What is it that makes you don't want to listen to English music? Because for me, it's the beat and that sound.
No,
not the
man.
lyrics per se.
No, man. We are the generation that needs to change things. You know, I believe that I'm the generation that needs to change things. There was a time where people used to sing in English. You know, they used to sing in broken English because they wanted to be part of this thing. You know, and then we cry and say our languages are not recognized. You know, we cry and say our languages are dying. We cry and say kids nowadays cannot speak Isxhosa, Sesotho, Setswana. We cry about all of those things, but where did you learn language? You know, music is the easiest way of teaching people language. I can sing Sotho songs, you know, and I feel like I sing them. I can sing Tswana song, I can sing Pedi songs, you know, because it's easy. I can't speak the language to save my life, but I can sing those songs. And with singing those songs, I get access into that language and the beauty and the nuances and all these things. And so I cannot be now here in 2021, you know, be a person who's perpetuating that we sing in English. No.
I mean, I definitely understand those sentiments and fully agree with them because land of, you know, some of umculo wethu is not easily accessible, for example, and our artists are also not given the platforms sometimes, you know, so that thing of being deliberate in what we consume is also just very important. Speaking to what you were saying as well, that subconsciously it does influence the way that we do things, influence, you know, our artistry as musicians, influence Nati, you know, as young people. If there isn't a range of, you know, vernac music out there for us to consume, then there's, how do we grow? How do we, you know, push that forward? And speaking about being deliberate, you are very deliberate when a beat.
Why?
You decided to move from Limpopo to Ekapa, right?
Yeah.
But please take us to that move because it's quite interesting and I want you to share the story.
Okay, sure. I came to Cape Town in 2008 and just coming you know, like I was bored. Actually, I studied in Durban for about 6 years. I was doing marketing, you know.
Studying in Durban.
Yeah. DUT. Then I went home.
DUT.
Yeah,
I was there for a time.
Really?
Very short time, yeah.
Oh,
he's from Durban, actually.
He's from Durban.
Durban, yeah.
No, man. Okay, so what happened was I went to Durban, went home, got bored, came to Cape Town, worked as a call center agent. From being a call center agent, I applied as a cop. At the time, I didn't have a license, so they wanted someone who's without a license. You know, the 2010 cops.
Yeah.
I was one of those.
Okay,
You know,
cool.
yeah. So I applied. I became a cop. While I was in I was bored, to be honest. I never really liked to be a cop.
Why? But you studied marketing. Then why didn't you pursue
You know,
that?
like you know, so you can really study but not get a job.
Yeah,
so,
that's
you know,
true.
it was easy to get a job as a cop at that time. I don't know now, but I've after the looting and everything, I've realized there's a need for more cops.
You
Wow,
must
yeah.
go back.
That's an important. But would you go back?
No, I can be a reservist.
You must
yeah.
go back.
No, I'm not going back. There.
Constable Pitso.
No. I love my job. I love my job.
For 9 years, also.
Yes. So,
That's a long time.
And I was a detective. I was not the uniform guy. So
Detective,
people didn't even know I was a cop for for almost like
FBI Pitso.
Undercover.
you know. So you're asking me why I came to Cape Town? Yeah, it was because of work, looking for work, and I got to work as a call center agent from the police officer for 9 years.
Crazy.
You know,
How was that experience? Because also in you being a cop at that time, right? You were still doing some side hustles when it
Yes.
comes to the food. That's
Yes.
how you birthed Pitso's
Yes,
Kitchen.
yes.
Also, I have to say, like, you moved to Cape Town, you're a detective, so your whole thing is solving crime, solving issues, finding something, and you still couldn't find the food you wanted to eat in Cape Town.
exactly.
Anyone could
You
find it, like a
understand? Yeah.
detective could find it.
Definitely.
Exactly. You know what happened? To be honest, like I drove with my friends. We went to Khayelitsha at some point. I was not used to going to townships, so I went to Khayelitsha looking for food, and I was expecting to get like this nice popping stew. You know, funny enough, like I said, none of that. Where you go to town, fish and chips, Gatsby, Bry. And
That's Cape Town for you, though, right?
I'm so tired. I was excited in the beginning when I was introduced to that.
Yeah.
The snooks. I was
Yeah.
excited because it was a new thing to
Yeah.
me, but I grew tired of it.
Yeah.
So I decided, you know what? Let me take it home. You know, like Josie, Limpopo, Devon, you get
Yeah.
those things in every corner. Here in Cape Town, none. I'm like, nah, man. You know what? Every weekend, me and my friends are cooking the same thing. You know, why can't I just make it the business?
Yeah.
So it started as a hobby, as a joke. We went to Khayelitsha, set up a store, like set up like a store
Yeah.
at the park. You know, there's a park in.
The park in.
Yeah. So that's where it started. And and then that's where now we now Pitso's Kitchen. You know?
Yeah.
As they say, the rest.
Is history.
Yeah.
I mean, just that journey of you moving to Cape Town because you're bored and you are pursuing, your hobbies at the time, I suppose. And then Wakale Old Biscuit Mill, and then you were selling at the corner.
Khayelitsha,
Kala. And then Old Biscuit Mill, and now the V&A Waterfront.
Yes.
How has that been?
Honestly, like for me, I'm very persistent. When I want something, I go for it. I'm not scared to face challenges. Like people know me starting from Biscuit Mill. I started at Khayelitsha parking. That's where I used to set up. But then from there, I even went in to approach people with car washes and said, hey, guys, can you do like a combo? I bring my friends. Wash the car for this amount, and then there's a buffet. They're gonna get food and
a car
a
wash.
car wash.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it became like some kind of a lifestyle. But the people that I was going to for these places stole the idea, and then I decided, you know what? Let me approach someone else. Then luckily, Biscuit Mill was the place that I used to go. During like weekends. So I saw an opportunity. I'm like, no, man,
I can be here.
I can be here.
Yeah.
So I approached the guy. Shout out to that guy called Ben.
Ben, yeah.
You know Ben?
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, so I approached him and he gave me the space and he gave me free rental space for a month.
Wow.
As a trial. Luckily for me, I met some good, nice people there. Like some people were popular, like the Bantu hikers, shout out to them. They were like hiking every weekend, so they went to the Biscuit Mill and they discovered me and they tweeted about us. Next thing, everyone was asking like, who is this guy selling African food in Biscuit Mill? Like, no, Biscuit Mill cannot have African food. So people thought it's mediocre, like you said to me. That you thought, okay, Biscuit Mill is gonna be like ala mkhodu.
Yeah, no. I was very skeptical. I was a skeptic. Because and his phone name was a alert king. And if you him coriander and chogweni, like I don't do those things. I don't want those
pepper.
things. Or peppers, no musho on when me I want it the way from home.
But Matt, are you familiar with the traditional cuisine?
I'm not I didn't grow up eating it.
Yeah.
Like traditional African cuisine. But I'm aware of what it's like. Or a lot of the foods are like, I know you do the smiley and like the chicken feet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like obviously being from Durban, like I've seen that, but I never grew up with it. That wasn't on my table growing up as a child. But I do like, just to go back to what you said, like moving to Cape Town, we all like when I moved to Cape Town, all I wanted was like a good like Durban curry, and I couldn't find it. So now when I go back to Durban, I'm just like, dude, just give me all the curry for 4 days.
Yeah.
Then I'm back.
I love that.
But I think like what you were saying, or you guys have got similar stories in a way. Like you're very deliberate with the music you listen to and what you want to kind of like put out to the world. You're also doing the same thing. Like you haven't like you've gone from what you cooked in like the Kylie show park, like now it's the VNA.
Yeah.
Like you haven't really changed your menu very much, which is I think like is quite a big jump to take that stage to Buskemore. And also I mean what you're saying like it's ridiculous that there wasn't like your food at the Buskemore. Like you've got like a little like Italian store and a little like French guy doing crepes and all these other things. Like it's almost like insane to think that like there wasn't there before you were there.
That's a funny thing you saying it like that because I met some few guys that will say like, yo, bro, like I'll come from Italy and then come to South Africa and still eat Italian food.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, Cape Town is more of that kind of food where there's no experience with selling to our guests. We're giving them what they used to, which for me it doesn't make sense. Why can't we give them what we're used to, so that when we go to their places, we also vice versa, But in Cape Town,
Ingat, it's a speciality of sort instead of like the staple, you know, of which it's supposed to be. I love that. That's an excellent point and a very interesting way of also just putting it out there. Dayazi, now Mandisi, you very much like, the standard or the go-to should be izinto esizenzayo thina as abantu, baselapha South Africa. Do you cook though? Yeah, kwazi pheka.
It depends who's watching. It depends who's watching. I used to cook, I used to stay by myself, so I used to cook. But my wife might disagree, So that's why I'm saying.
What do you cook? What's the one thing that yazi namhlanje? At least I know how to cook this, and I cook this well.
No. There's nothing I cook well. I cook, but there's nothing I cook well. Let's not. Please. Anyone who's listening, don't come here now. Me, I cook so that I live for tomorrow.
you eat for survival.
Yeah. But me, anything with meat, guys, I guess I eat meat.
Okay.
Of any kind, as long as it's meat. And it's, don't make it too complicated. Don't make it too, just meat, And a friend of mine said to me, why do you eat so much meat? I said to him, when I grew up for 19 years of my life, I ate meat on Sundays only. And I ate the half of the wing.
Yeah.
The half of the wing. For 19 years, I ate the half of the wing. Now I'm catching up.
On all those lost times.
I'm catching up.
Yeah.
I'm catching up. Don't come here now and say meat, too much meat will make you sick. You don't know my story, man.
Exactly. And you know you.
Do you understand?
Do you eat a lot of meat, or are you talking about meat alone, or with the starch in the side, or what?
I don't do starch. I can't be doing starch. I saw the dangers of starch a very long time ago.
Okay.
What are the dangers?
Is that thing?
Yeah.
I cannot afford to be that thing, That thing I can't. No, but also I'm a runner, So if you eat a lot of starch, next morning when you run, you feel it. It's there. It's like you're carrying a baby, literally. And it's hard. So I'm very aware of the starch. I do eat starch, but I don't eat a lot of starch. Okay. I'm the type of person who go and buy in Chauke or Yodwa and just eat that. And have something to drink and go home, or fry meat, eat it All of it. Not with Bob and Acha and no.
That's you played it,
Yeah, I don't finish shebo.
I love shebo.
No, but Sunday, sure, Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday meat, Sunday
Yeah.
food, 7 colors. Let's go.
100%.
You know, I'll do that. You know, or you'll see in my plates there's a bit of musho and a lot of meat.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be starch. Don't get me wrong. But the way we get it, because Galogo, you must also understand this is poverty.
Yes.
So there used to be a lot of musho and a bit of meat.
So it's opposite.
So I'm reversing the psychology.
Now you have access
Yeah,
now.
when,
We're international now. So
do you
you
understand? So you would get half a wing and this plate of rice. You know, so it was because we needed to supplement what we didn't have with what we had. So nowadays
Flipped it.
I'm flipping it now.
So sorry, like I've picked up like a lot of people, especially Cape Townians.
Sure.
They love meat more than the starch. They complain more of the portion of the meat than the starch.
Of course.
Nah.
I don't want to be I'm a cause. I don't want to lie to you.
So it's a thing,
I'm a cause.
like-
I'm full of processor. I'm a cause. I don't want to lie to anyone. I'm a cause.
100%.
Anyone who complains, just ask them to say umban. You'll realize that I'm a
Okay.
cause.
Do you
No.
eat meat, Manabet?
I do eat meat, yeah. So not a lot, maybe like twice a week or 3 times a week, yeah.
Oh, so then the other
There's
days.
just like veg days and stuff like that.
Wow.
I used to eat
Oh.
like quite a bit of meat, but it's actually, I'll shout out my wife. She's trying to keep me healthy.
So like
So she's on like a
plant-based.
plant-based,
Oh.
right? Which I didn't know what it was for a long time. I thought it was just plants. But it's not. It's like an 80-20 thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then like a lot of chicken and fish,
It's
some red
actually
meat.
good. It's
Sauce.
for one of these dieting things that I do every
sauce.
year. I sometimes go plant based, but I used to think leaves when I think plant based.
Yeah, it's
but
like
there's like
plant-based.
chickpeas. There's other
It's like
alternatives for meat.
80% like
Mushrooms are
veg and
nice.
things like
Never.
that, 20% meat. But
Never.
I've never really never been like a massive like meat family. Like it's not like we always had like a braai like 4 times a week, or there was never like we never had to like look at a plate of food, and if there was like meat missing, then it wasn't like a proper plate of food.
Yeah.
You know?
Nah.
So it's not like a uncommon thing. I'm not quite happy to do that. I think when I first moved to Cape Town, we were like just so many restaurants like everywhere. Because maybe went through like too much meat. It's like ribs somewhere, burgers, yes, like
That's me.
No, meat is important, and I just want to go back to the point Mandisi made about growing up in the 7 colors, because the whole point of this conversation is soul food. The music that we listen to while we're eating, or when we're cooking. On Sundays, you go to church, okay? You go to church, you do your thing. I know that's also how you were raised. You go to church, and when you come back, you know that you're going to be met with ivumba, because during the week, you don't eat meat or things like that. Sundays is the reserved day for 7 colors.
Yeah, right.
And that's what I guess is our soul food. We call it 7 colors. All of the starches you have in your cupboard or in your fridge, it's going to be on that plate.
Yeah.
And all of the colors. And it's such a beautiful thing, because also when I think of the 7 colors, it takes me back to thinking about mama when she's cooking, for example, on Sundays, or when you're helping out with kubi veg, cutting down the vegetables, and you're singing, Lisa, or you're just reminiscing on the music that was sung ecaweni and
the
things
church.
of that sort. For you, Pitso, do you get those moments? What is that marriage between when you're about to eat your favorite thing, or when you're about to cook, when you hum something? Do you think of a song or anything like that?
Lately, I'm thinking of the song. What is that song? Funuli Nyama.
Which one? Which one is that?
Big Zulu.
Big Zulu and
Oh, Funubane Ma.
yeah.
Ening. Have you seen that one?
No.
Are you on
No, it was
TikTok?
trending last year.
No, I'm not TikTok. I tried it. There was just a whole bunch of people dancing, and I was like, this is not.
Yes.
I've got too many apps already.
I'm 100% on TikTok. Yeah, that's a dope
So I
song.
love that song because it talks about meat. It talks about a lot of meat. So like, yes, the first time I heard the song, I actually ate a lot of meat. So even now, whenever I'm doing, especially when I'm in the kitchen cooking, I play that song. I play the song a lot because at the end of the day, it's a business, money, and then ending in Yama, we're eating meat at the same time.
So it's like your song
Yeah.
basically, written for you. There's a movie Chef. with John Favreau. I don't know if you've seen it, but he runs like this food van through like Miami Beach.
Okay.
And it's just got the coolest cooking scenes. Like the one he's just making a toasted cheese sandwich for his son, but it's got this really cool like song playing in the background. But he's just like so intense on just this like grilled cheese. So that's how kind of, in my mind, that's how I picture all chefs like cooking. Like,
They put their heart in it.
yeah, exactly. It's so cool. I think you'd enjoy it. It'd be really cool. He's got like this like Miami like Cuban style food truck.
I'll check it out.
But it's really cool. Just like for me, that like the music with the food just made so much sense. Especially when like the more like kind of like Latin Cuban songs are playing and he's cooking Cuban food. That's kind of how.
It's definitely food, and music really connects. I mean, there's no way you can't go to a place which is quiet and enjoy your food. Not for me.
There has to be that ambiance in the background, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you guys are talking, and I'm thinking that. So what people always say about music, right, is that a song has the power to take you. They always say it's a song and a smell, where it can transport you to the exact place.
Yes.
You know, it's like when I smell the vanilla thing, or is that the vanilla or whatever, the way man, where I'm taken to school. A school desk, because the school desk smelled a certain way. So whenever I smell that, it takes me there, and it's exactly with music. Sometimes the piece of music, I'm like, I'm food my melon because in thing you send out it, you know. But also food has that, you know. For me, for me, anyways, I get to tour. I'm fortunate that I get to tour, you know. And you go to America or all these places, and I remember we probably walked for 3-4 hours, literally, because we heard that in London there was a South African store that sold South African spices.
Wow.
Yeah, in London, we heard that, you know. Someone said, of course it's a South African store. And we're like, hey, wait, P. And they said this place. Yeah. And we walked. And you could have seen us in that shop. How happy we were.
Came home in the way.
Man!
Yeah.
We're just like, you know, started singing. And people were like, what's happening? Because
yes. Aromat.
Hey! You know? Where? And our lives changed.
Yeah.
Like our lives, because that taste, you know, we didn't miss home so much after we tasted the food like that. And so it is the same. That it is the same. That's why people will drive everywhere with to go to Pitso, you know, because you eat that, and it just brings everything there. You know, there's a taste you lose. You know, that takes you to, because think about it. Most people will eat inyama ngaphakathi in an event.
Yes.
So the moment you eat that, that plate is full of those people. And if you want to be spiritual, it's like you're eating with your ancestors.
Yes.
You know, if you wanna take it there. And it's the same thing I always say. That we're trying to create. We're trying to create that thing that connects us to the people, that connects us to the people, that connects us to the people. You know, you. For me, I'm always aware that I'm just a line of people who've been doing this. There's nothing new I'm doing. You know, it's just my turn to do it. And all I need to do is to represent the people who came before me and who came before them, and I was just take that, you know. For instance, when I was coming here, I was thinking of this whole thing. Yeah, but I want to be fresh, and I'm almost Mandisi. Why can't you do this in a new way? You know, why can't you cook in a new way? Did you know? Because what we miss is the fact that
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You can cook it the same way as your mother cooks it, but it won't be the same.
Yes.
You see, and I'm from that school. Pitso doesn't cook like his father and his mother, you know, his uncle, and he can't. you know. So there's no way, he can worry and say, oh, I want to make this logo fresh and 2021. And he'll miss the point, you know, because we'll taste it and we'll be like, that's not the taste
Yeah.
What you wanted,
you know. Or he can just say, I'm going to cook it my way.
Yeah.
And we will taste the logo that we know, but we'll also taste Pitso's, you know, hand and expertise and all of those things, and that's why I am a huge fan of his food because it has that.
You know what he just said? I'm obviously gonna be his biggest fan as well.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to be his biggest fan. But also, right, you said something that I think of most of the time, and you know, most of the recipes that I have at my place reminds me of my mom, because most of the, like especially the spinach, is how she made it. If you see the paintings there, it's the paintings that were in my household. Like if you've been there, like the paintings that are there at the restaurant, it's paintings that I grew up in.
Okay.
And I remember talking about music. Funny enough, my mom grew up listening to English music. Dolly Parton, you know the Dolly Partons, the what Reeves, Jim Reeves?
Yeah, Jimmy Reeves. Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy Reeves. Yeah.
Yes.
So there was a
Judy
song.
Boucher. My mother's favorite
play
was Judy
those.
Boucher.
What song?
Across the bridge or something like that.
No. Okay.
But I'm sorry.
It has
Cause you
song.
didn't know, baby. Then it goes, can I take you see over tonight?
Yeah.
I know the words in Xhosa.
And
I know the English words in Xhosa.
the melody of the song, and just how it goes as well. That's the beauty
You see now I'm
of
there,
it.
16 Squamolo Street, New
Yes,
Brighton. I'm there now. I'm there now.
It's taking you back, okay?
Now I'm there.
Well, Napito, what's that song that reminds you of home? Please sing it.
Yo. I can't sing, by the
I
way.
don't sing it.
Go for it. No, I love people I love singing, even though I can't.
Okay, for me,
Like you can say the song, you can give us the heading of the song, but don't sing
The
because
title of the
there's
song.
microphones here and there's cameras. They might break.
And there are windows.
honestly,
And the windows,
like, I'm a mama's baby, by the way. So,
Aww.
I remember my mom used to sing, like not sing, play this song. Across the bridge, there's no more pain. The sun will shine across the bridge.
You can
Who's
sing. You
that?
can sing.
It's there, Judy Boucher
It's
or
either Jimmy
Dolly
Reeves
Parton,
or Dolly Parton.
It's there
Between the two.
in those people.
Yeah. So it reminds me of my mom. And at some point when I remember, that's the funny part about my food. I want to explain the food part now. I remember there's a time when I went to school and my mom was paying a lot of money for my school and I was failing. And I came back home. I found like she was leaving the whole week. You know those small huts, the chicken huts? She was eating that, like we were eating that all week. And I have to ask her like, Mom, why are we eating this thing? And then she sat me down, she told me like, your school is very expensive, so this is what I have to eat now.
Yeah.
And then it changed my mind. And even now, if we go to the restaurant, I still have that
Chicken hut.
chicken hut.
So where is it? Chicken hut. So I'll tell you, my man. Monday, ngusho. Ongena nix. Monday. Ngusho, ongena
Sampan
nix.
beans.
Ne? Yeah,
Sampan
sampan beans. Monday. Tuesday, dovela. We dovela on Tuesday, ne?
What is dovela?
It's rice and potato.
Okay.
Just rice, potatoes.
All the starch.
Yeah, and
All of
then some spices just to make it seem like that's that. On Wednesday you'd have a pap and pilchat. Nah? Thursday was musho again. If you had musho with beans on Monday, you'd have on Thursday musho with nothing. So the white, it's that's that. On Friday we didn't necessarily cook. Or we'd have something with the cabbage. Cabbage.
I'll take it because I know exactly what you're talking about. No, I'm not even laughing because I know exactly what. I say history. It's a shared history amongst
the cabbage.
Exactly.
And then on Saturday, if it was during sort of paydays vibes, so someone had, would eat fish na magwinya. Or if akukho it's not a payday to say, you know, because my aunt was a nurse, so if close to the 15s, would eat amagwinya and the fish, or you know, and then, or if a colondo jamagwinya car, and then Sunday ge setlala. Sunday, umpogogo, you ate umpogogo. So there were people in the township that sold lamasi nge 5 liters, you know, and it was not in Gomazi or Striker or all those things that you get at Pick and Pay or wherever. It came from somewhere, from a truck. You see, so a truck came every now and then, you know, so they'll sell those things for 5 liters, you know. Then you'd eat umpogogo. For instance, now I don't put milk on my umpogogo.
Really?
I'll tell you why. No, that's everything I do now is based on my childhood. I don't put milk because back in the day you used to have more milk in your mpokotlo than amas, because amas were expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they put a tiny bit, like this much, and
to
then
increase
yeah,
the consistency.
yeah. So now I don't put mas. I don't put obese there. I want only masi there. So me, when I eat mpokotlo, I sleep.
Oh.
After I eat mpokotlo, I know that's the end of my
Game
day.
over.
That's the end of my day. I'm gonna sleep. You know, so that's that. You know, so everything I eat or I don't eat pilchard now. I don't want to see it.
Wow.
Does it remind you? Does
I
it
don't.
take you back?
When I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You must. You know. I don't want to see that thing. You know. And
It's a trigger.
and it's healthy, you know, it's healthy.
Yeah.
Your pilchard is healthy. They'll tell you omega, don't. And I tell people, no, I don't want to see that
So
thing.
when was the last time you had pilchards? You don't think it'll take you back to some like...
At home. Probably at home. Probably when I was at home, the last time I was home. I don't want to see
So
it
not
again.
happy memories, no.
Where? That's my thing with food. I can't do that. I can't do those things. I don't eat stovela. Don't tovela me, you know. You know. And my mother used to make the best tovela. When you'd come in, you'd swear that food had meat.
Yeah.
You know. And then you'd eat. You're like, where is it? Where is this meat? It tastes. There's a taste
The
somewhere. You know.
Get there eventually, yeah.
Or they keep that the amafuta, you know, of the meat, you know, to put on the musho for Sunday. So the meat that they make on Sunday, right? They keep the mafuta there, because those mafutas are going to be put into the musho on Monday, and
It does add a flavor.
It does. Good. No.
does.
Don't. For me, when I sit and think of where I come from, you know, and I'm grateful, and I look at my journey, and I'm grateful for where I am now. That's why I live my life to sort of give honor and to acknowledge where I come from every single time. I'm obsessed with that. It's because I look back and go, man, that food was good, you know, and these people had nothing, and but then every single night I ate, you know, and I slept happy, you know. And so I think also that's the rebellion spirit on that, because I go, it doesn't have to be like that though, you know. It doesn't have. It's like me. I have. At least I think I have a good command of English, you know, as a language. But I realized that it doesn't have to be like that, you know. It's not. I can speak like this, and then because we're fortunate to have both those worlds. So therefore, we need to create, therefore, for the generation that is coming after us, the same thing, you know. Because if we decided now we would speak, and everybody would not hear, you know. But you listen to the young ones now, the command of Xhosa or their mother tongue or their language is not happening, because we're not perpetuating that. So it's always nice to me when I see kids or students coming and singing Ngomas Xhosa, you know, you know, I love that. I'm like, there. That's why we sang, you know, may his soul rest in peace, Baba Tsipotola, you know, his songs. We knew them because he sang them, you know, and a lot of people sing Shona songs because of Oliver Mtukudzi.
Yes.
You know, we sing Shona songs, we go for it because he made us do that, you know. So it's that's me, you know.
I think that's like, sorry, like,
cool.
I think what you're saying earlier about like what you feel like you need to put out, I think that's going to have like a direct reflection on the kids, because you'll be a hero in your field to a lot of these kids growing up. It's not like you have to look at what's happening on TV or on Instagram and like all these like international artists from all over the world. Like there's these heroes at home. So that's who you want to strive for. And that's the type of music you want to make. And that'll have like such a, like I loved what you said about just one person, that long line. Like it'll be cool and like hopefully a lot of years from now, like there'll be someone sitting in a chair like this talking about you as what they hark back to, and that's where they drew inspiration from.
And just
which I think would be quite cool.
To extend on what Umet is saying, that's exactly what you guys are doing, especially now with Pitso in your field with it's Pitso Monate food biz consultation, right?
Yeah.
I think that's such a cool thing because firstly you are a self-taught chef.
Yes.
And you've gone through so many career changes, but you've taken it upon yourself based on your experience, you know. In Cape Town, there's a culture shock and all of those things. To pay it forward, what inspired you to tap into that for other aspiring chefs?
You mean the consultation part?
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot of people that are in the same business as I am, but they don't understand the dynamics of the business per se. Like, I mean, 5 days ago, someone sent me a clip of like some screenshot of something that was happening on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, so they were talking about the price of my quarter, which is like $75, and they were comparing us to a quarter in Alexander, somewhere in Joburg, which is $20. So, like, people do not understand. In my understanding, a lot of people do not understand the thing called costing, pricing, and all this other stuff. They just want to look at the neighbor and say, oh, Usman Ban uthengisa ikota yakhe nge-20 rand. They don't consider the fact that the price of cheese they bought, the type of cheese they buy, where they buy all the stuff, the marketing part, all those things. People do not understand the dynamics, and also overheads, expenses. I mean, the guy in Alexandra was selling kota at the back of his house doesn't have rent like me. They don't have like stuff to pay at the end of the month. So obviously the prices are not going to be the same. And also I cannot come in and say my quota is $20, right? Because everyone else is selling for $20, and then I can't even manage. I can't pay rent at the end of the day.
They know. What you've just said. Everybody knows.
So why is the self-hate though?
A black person cannot sell a quarter for 75 rand.
But
you see,
why?
No, it's ingrained. These are the things that we need to slowly change. Everybody knows that there's rent. You know, everybody knows that why you are doing it, because the same person who does not want to buy a quarter for 75 rand is going to go and buy a bottle of something for 1,000 rand. You
McDonald's.
See, no. For instance, you know, it's what we need to change and say, why can't we see ourselves, you know, as we see we have a way of seeing ourselves, you know, which then pulls at each other. And this is the thing I'm saying about being deliberate in the things that we do, so that we can take a few with us that will then change the future. Do you understand? It's not about you. Don't take it personal. You know, it's like when a person books school. You know, they're like, how to Lamdana say bye. So in the 2000 year, which I can't MC upper way to, you know, and Kuta's like, no. And they're like, hey, you know, and they're like, hey, I haven't done go back to him, but no, because it's the way we see each other. I don't want to talk about me, you know. People will phone, and you're like, can you call my manager? And then you see how people react, because we don't see each other like that. And then you see what people pay. You know, what people pay for flowers, because Derek van Scouten, whatever. So sorry, maybe there's someone do that is doing the flowers, or whoever is doing the decor. You know, and we tweet and we post about these things that Banbani did my decor, Banbani did my things, and we know those prices. But when you're gonna say catering for Pitso, you've got 10,000 rand for him to cater for 300 people. You know, we do that to each other. You know, and so that's why, as a person who's starting it, because you are at the forefront of it, you know, you need to be strong, ruthlessly strong, because then if you buckle, there are other Pitsos there who are looking at you and who have no chance.
Yeah.
So I always say to people and musicians, I always say, part of what I do and how I do it, I'm doing it so that you cats don't have to suffer like I did. So now you see bands coming up in Cape Town, for instance, you listen to their repertoire, people are singing Afrikaans, people are singing Sotho, people are singing Xhosa, but people are embracing, or again, there is that. I'm not saying I started it, but because there was that, I came up in time of Uncle Robbie, Uncle Errol Dyantyis, Cape Town stalwarts who were singing in Afrikaans and stuff like that. And I used to like it, and at college we had guys from Maputo, Mozambique, a lot of influx, who would then sing in Portuguese. I'm like, oh, okay, I like this, So that's what gave me this thing of saying, man, mna ndingumXhosa waseBhayi and ngizocula ngolu hlobo ngicula ngalo, and I sacrifice a lot of gigs because you'd come to a gig and they're like, can you do a song by Brenda Fassie? You're like, nope, no.
Yeah.
So, okay, then you can't get the gig. You go, okay, cool. Oh, can you do a song by
you take that
this
one
person?
gig and then that's you. Then you're the guy that's doing what, just
That's
what
it.
you want to do. Yeah.
A friend of mine I saw now, and he's like, one day when I have a chance, I will tell people of how just difficult it was to open and to play for people when we started. Because we're the opening band and I would insist that we did our music. It's easy to do someone else's song and get the crowd going and feel good. It's very easy, but I'll be like, nope.
There's no longevity in that as well.
And then they'd fight me. Mandisi, come on, man. I remember we were opening for Brahu at Jazz on the Lake or Jazz on the Sea, something like that here in Cape Town. And I was playing my music. Nobody knew us and people were just bored doing their thing. And I was like, we're learning, we're getting. Because once a person hears your song once, the second time you play it, they recognize it. The third time they recognize it. That's why now we're not scared of just going, I'm going to play a new song. Hi, we're going to play a new song. Because people trust that, But also we've had to train ourselves to do that. So people understand, man.
Yeah,
People are scared of change.
So this is one of the platforms that I want to use to kind of educate people to understand the basic of business. Because, I can tell you that I'm from a township myself and I've seen this trend of if someone starts a business here, Umakelwano will come and say, you know what? Let me start the same business. So next thing, their whole life has the same business model for. Then you ask yourself, like, why is it the only everyone is selling chicken? So how do you choose which one is right? But whereas what I've learned from Biscuit Meat and also Makers Landing is that no one has to can duplicate anything. So if you are doing that, it's your space to shine. No one else is going to be doing the same thing as you. Whereas us, we do not understand that dynamic. We want to say, okay, I'm going to take it also. Next thing, the whole place is selling mukhodu, then you don't understand. Now, I'm pricing it. Maybe I have a farm. Maybe my friend is the one who's giving me all this tribe for free. You come in, you want to buy, and then I say it's $50. You say it's $30. But you're losing. You're not making money, and I am making 100% profit.
Exactly.
So that's what I want to change with this thing. People do not understand the thing called like market segmentation. People ask me like, boss, why don't you come to Bloemfontein? Where are you coming to Durban? I'm like, look, my opportunity, I picked up this opportunity in Cape Town because there was a need for this kind of food. So if I go to Limpopo, I know I'm going to be one of them.
Of 10.
So why should I go there? Yes, I'm thinking of obviously growing to franchise because also understand the brand also plays a role to say, okay, we trust KFC because KFC is a brand. But someone who does the same chicken might lose to KFC. So I also understand the building of a brand to say if I go to Joburg, wherever, I might be recognized because of the fact that the brand exists already.
If you see the red chili, it's pizza kitchen time. Okay.
It's not spicy, by the way. You're not even spicy.
See, everything that you have mentioned and everything that you have said, is very important because I wanted to ask, Ubana, are you happy with where things are right now with regards to traditional South African cuisines and with, the traditional music in SA and just in Africa and the landscape of the world, especially taking into account, COVID-19. But that would be a conversation for,
That conversation.
It's a conversation for, but what's the one thing, that you want people to walk away with when it comes to, the music, African music, and the importance of, shedding light and honing in on that, and African instruments and just the culture of that and making it mainstream? I'm asking the music director.
You know what? It's what are our stories? What are our stories? The mentality has just been for a very long time. Mentality has been to try and be like the other. It's a systematic thing of where we come from, and I don't want to make a huge deal about that, because think about it. Why did my parents say, Mandisi, go and be at Pearson High, for instance, then, because there was a better opportunities, you could be better, and when we got to school for you, our parents made sure that we fitted. My hair's always been like that, like this. So my mother would make sure that every second week I cut my hair. Whether I wanted to, I didn't, because she didn't want me to cause trouble in that school. Or when I'd say, but I don't want to cut, she's like, don't make trouble in that school, So we were those kids. We needed to be conforming in this environment, And I remember I wrote, because I was always like this, I wrote a report in an assignment I did, and I said, when you guys set us assignments, you set us assignments like we stay in the suburbs, whereas we stay in the townships, and all of these things that are in the suburbs are not in the townships, because you want me to go and view a statue of which is in flippin' Kabeka, and I'm in New Brighton, and the teacher wrote, well, you should have found a school in New Brighton.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and it was a thing, and my mother was scared, and my mother was scared because I was doing this thing that she wasn't used to, So we grew up as those people, but I think we've progressed in understanding that who we are now, and not that airy fairy African. My brother would put it. No, who I am now, who I am now, dressed like this, I'm a South African man, don't cause, grew up in New Brighton, in Kabeka, who was brought up by a single mother in a family house, all of those things make me me. And that's my starting point. I can't start anywhere else, because the moment you start anywhere else, we see it. We don't know what it is, but we see that there's no roots here. That's, do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why when people will listen to you and feel you, they go, manje sicule ngathi uthe omnyusisi ucule ngathi kungokuya kwakusagcwele endlini kukho makhulu nomakazi. And that was the best compliment I could get, because for me, I felt that, and I understand that, I don't seek to be anyone else, and I don't seek to be anything else but what I am. But what I seek is excellence in what I am. I don't want excuses. Don't give me excuses. Don't think all of these things that I've told you, I haven't told you so that you excuse me. I'm very good at what I do because I work hard at what I do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And you see, I'm not saying I could grow up in the township, so no. We ran a theater company, Isango, and we have guys who stayed in Kailicha and in Dondon and everywhere else, and we were very hard on people who came late. Just that. We understood a lot of things and we understand a lot of things, but we don't want you to come late. Because you come late and you say, it takes, and then it takes, it takes. That's an excuse. You see, there's no excuse for you to be excellent. You can be excellent. A Kylie, a New Bride, a Soweto. You can be great. Put in the work where you are, and everything else is gonna take care of itself. And that's what. When people look at me, they need to see that. If people can see that, then I would have done it, because then anyone, anywhere in the world will gravitate towards that, towards the dedication and the passion for what I'm doing. And it could be whatever. For me, it's music. For other people, it's different things.
Sure.
Wow. Okay.
But I think that's so. I mean, it's just being authentic, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't like. What's the point of trying to be something that you're not? If you're happy within yourself and happy with what you've come up with, then that like shines through. Obviously, there's different degrees to how like you guys have obviously on like a crazy upwards trajectory and have done so much already. Yeah. But I don't think you could have done that. I don't think it would have been taken up so well without that like proper authenticity. You know?
Yeah.
Like if I try to open Pitso's kitchen, it's not going to work, man. Like, it's just not going to work. Like,
if it was the in thing, the popular thing, and then now you're just like trying to follow
a
trends.
plant-based Pitso's kitchen. It's just not gonna
No,
work.
please.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's like
Yeah.
I think that's the reason. Like, you've got these real. You're not trying to like manufacture a story or a backstory or like a history. That's you, and like, I think it shines through, man. It's like,
Yeah, because I mean, I can tell you like before, in Cape Town, that's what I picked up. Like more especially the places that were doing what I do, they were selling an experience, and when people go, they pay a lot of money just for like an experience that is not really the right experience. I mean, people don't know how the food's supposed to taste like. So if I came in with a mediocre mindset, I wouldn't have survived because my target market is black people or everyone else. So sorry to take you away, but they need to have the real deal, you know, the real taste of what this food's supposed to taste like. So like you're saying the coriander, we didn't do the coriander thing. We kept it simple as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not fusion
Yeah.
type stuff. It is what it is.
When we want fusion, we'll go. You know, the thing is, that don't mistake it to think that we don't go to a la carte vibes.
No.
You know, we go to those places when we want that thing. Do you understand me? It's like when I'm going, I want snook. I know where to go.
Yes.
If I want a Gatsby, I know where to go.
Yeah.
You see, now I don't want to get a Gatsby at Pitso's.
No.
And
Yeah,
if
exactly.
unganenzela Gatsby ehloko because we're gonna get no Gatsby ehloko itole. You
But
know.
we there.
People- no,
Where
people-
have you ever?
Pizza mukhodo andisifuni esazinto mna. Like I get mad, like I take those things personal. I'm thinking, because I'm like, I don't want to name restaurants, but did you go into a restaurant in a place and find enhlobo there? You don't. You find a pork belly a la carte, which and don't. And you understand that I'm here, I'm going to taste this, and you open your taste buds and you I'm coming to Pitso.
It's not the same
And
it's
then
not the same vibe.
I'm a halloumi cheese.
And there's a dip on the side.
You know! Hey!
A chili dip on the side. But you know what? I'm so happy that you're both here and that you've shared your experiences with your food, you know, and your experiences with music, especially growing up, and how those two really connect. It's almost like it gives you a sense of nostalgia, you know, because music and food tell stories, and you have told us about your upbringing through ipil chat that you don't want to see now, you know, okanye umngqusho and things like that, and how you have also told the story of music through remembering, you know, the kind of songs that your mom used to sing growing up. You know, I imagine also just cooking. I don't imagine you were the one cooking growing up, you know, so it kind of marries beautifully, and it's soul food. It's soul food for the soul. Did you learn anything when I met with regards to, you know, South African food?
I think I need to dive in and go taste everything.
Please,
on my meat days.
I'm here, man.
But I think it's just cool to chat. I mean, for me personally, to chat to people from, and some of the other shows you've done as well. It's like we're in this room with 4 people, but it's so many different cultures and so many different experiences coming together, which the average person doesn't get to experience, you know, from like taking from all these different people. So it's amazing to hear, especially when people have got to like such a level and where they are, and it's only up almost from there. But to have come to see where everyone comes from, I think is really cool. And I love the authentic. I absolutely love that you've got like the art or the pictures hanging in your restaurant now is the same ones you had in your house when you were growing up. I think that's so cool, man.
He stole them from his mom.
Does he know you have those pictures?
No, like I had made it redrawn. So,
okay. Yeah. No, that's beautiful. So now everyone.
One last thing. What does your mom think of your cooking now?
Yes.
By the way, my mom doesn't really believe that I'm good at what I do. She doesn't believe it. Like,
has she had your food at least?
yeah, when I go home, I do go I cook for her, but she still think like, come on.
This is just basic.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But that's just
Remember,
how
it's
it is.
basic.
Yeah.
But obviously, we grew up eating basic food. Actually, standard.
But it's tasty, basic food.
Yes.
And that's what we really enjoy. And a big shout out to the VNA. Big shout out to you for opening up shop for everyone, all cultures, because Cape Town is a very diverse spot. And, you know, VNA also is very diverse in what they have to offer with regards to the different restaurants and things like that. And to add that is very important. So shout outs to you. Now, Matt, you have a place to try out.
Yeah.
Mukhodo.
Please,
You know what I
man,
mean?
you're gonna beans, man. Stop it with the beans. Stop it with the beans, man.
You know, I like the fact that he's got a very rich history about food. Very rich. But I don't like the fact that you want to stay away from what you grew up eating, though. Like the pilchard, I think you need to have it once, maybe even once a month.
There's no one who can convince me to eat pilchard, guys.
So that's your job, dude. Now you
That's just like, no, anything else I eat, man.
Yeah.
Pilchard, no?
Yeah.
Sauce.
That's my favorite. You know, like sometimes when I'm alone, I just cook pap and eat with makanda and achanyan. I enjoy those things.
No, that's cool. I do that as well. Not to pilchard.
Yeah.
You see, there was a thing about pilchard being forced.
Everyone's out to have one thing. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, pilchard, pilchard. Because we used to be beaten galokti, we
Yeah.
we come from there, but you can't I don't need
Very,
that.
it's triggering, guys. So we just need to understand. Okay.
And fulebo on the land.
Mandisi, but one thing that we do want to see from you, obviously, is more music, is more performances. We want to see Sango Ensemble also out there. Where can we catch you? Is there anything that we can kind of get right now?
Hey man, we're busy working. I'm working with the band finally, which my manager is happy about. And towards the end of the year, we'll be recording the second album. But we've got performances coming in and out. We had a lot, but now with lockdown, I don't want to risk it. You know, so I've been inside writing. It's people know where to find us. We at some point we're going to put some of the conversation series that we did on YouTube for people just to watch for free because we think they've been good to us. So let's be good to them.
Amazing. Pitso Chauke, Pitso's Kitchen, Mandisi Dyantyis. I'm pretty sure you already know him. Matthew, it's been a good one.
It's been a cool one. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. It's been
Thank you, man.
It's been cool.
Good Night Friday podcast.
Yeah, and everyone listening, drop us a comment. More questions for the guys. I'm sure we'll try to get some answers. They're busy men. But yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Just make sure to subscribe on all social media platforms. You like, you comment, and just engage with us. Let us know what your favorite music is, and let us know what you love to cook or what you love to eat. Okay?
And what you love to listen
Next
to.
time.